it multiple times, fixing and refixing the same thing. And so we have lost a little bit of our trust in dealerships in terms of what they know how to do, because we have things done over like 3 and 4 times. And so it's like, well, I think if we knew how to do this, we could do a better job. So that was one reason. I'm trying to think of all the other reasons we decided to do the old Airstream. Another reason, cost, but also appreciation. So if you buy an old Airstream and you put a decent amount of money into it, it can appraise for nearly twice what you put into it.
Oh, I believe it.
Which is like, that's just not a thing for any RV ever. Like they always depreciate.
Mm-hmm.
So we were actually able to sort of double our investment.
Yeah, we lucked out too, though. We searched and found this one in Texas, and it had been stored in a garage most of its life when they weren't using it. So it was in really great shape. The outside looks new.
Yeah, the exterior's in really good shape. And we didn't do much to the outside other than, re-riveting a bunch of stuff and sort of stripping some of the blue, the 70s blue off of it. We did. Well, I guess we did. We put all new, vents, air conditioner, did axles, tires. We pulled the belly pan off and re-insulated. Added a tank. Converted the black tank to a gray tank because we put in a composting toilet.
Mm-hmm.
So we did a lot of stuff on the outside, but it's not necessarily like super visible. It's all like up top or underneath. But yeah, I mean, all the windows are original. Like it's in fantastic shape on the outside. It really is.
So that's really cool, Ashley, that your dad was able to help you guys, and you basically did it yourself. And it sounds, he helped and you guys helped, and now you're self-sufficient because if there's a problem, you have more knowledge and understanding about the Airstream than you did about the RV, so you can make the repairs yourself. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, we're super thankful for his help.
Yeah.
So what does your dad do that he knows how to do this kind of stuff? Is it just
he's done this for years. Like our old house used to be one story, and he added on, and then he added up and added a second floor. Like, he just knows how to do anything that you could imagine. It's just really weird. He's just learned over the years. He actually built my oldest sister's house. And then he helped he did half of it. And then he helped my other sister build her tiny house. So this is kind of like him helping us build our house.
That's so neat. So was he like a
it.
carpenter or anything, or is this just like his kind of hobby and what he's interested in?
His job was in commercial heat and air.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's retired now, so that's why we asked him, because we knew he had time. And
I mean, it was basically the three of us working 6 days a week for 8 months.
6 months. So it was a full 6 months.
Was it a full 6 months?
It was just over 6 months.
So how long has it been since your Airstream Metalhead was complete and you guys hit the road?
We left on March 16th this year.
Oh, this year. I gotcha.
Yeah, so we're about 9 months.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, about 9 months.
Yeah.
And now where did you guys have a house? Where did y'all live?
We lived in East Knoxville, Tennessee. We lived in Knoxville how many years? Oh my gosh. 11 years?
At least.
11, well, Johnson grew up there.
Yeah, I grew up there. Ashley's from Indiana, so we worked on the Airstream in Indiana. That's where her parents are.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I lived in Knoxville my whole life until we headed out.
So I'm always interested, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm always so interested in the feeling behind, making the transition from living in the brick and mortar, the sticks and bricks house, and hitting the road full time. And so I'm wondering kind of what was you guys' feelings in deciding to make that change?
You want to take that one?
Sorry, I missed the question.
Oh, it's okay. What were you feeling like when you wanted to stop living in the sticks and bricks house and just hit the road? What was kind of the impetus behind that?
Gosh, there were quite a few. The big ones would have been sort of the time to maintain the house. It was a pretty big house, and we felt like we were spending a lot of.
I'm sorry, my thing just cut off because somebody was trying to call. Could you just say what you said again, please?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what we kind of noticed was that we were spending a lot of our time sort of maintaining and keeping up the house. It was pretty large, and so we were either cleaning it or working on some sort of project, or we felt like we didn't get to go do much. And I think part of it too is we were homeschooling and I was working from home anyway, and so it's like we were in the house all the time. We were working there and schooling there and living there.
And then our weekends were cleaning.
And then the weekends we cleaned it. And I don't know, we never considered ourselves adventurers, but it just kind of got to a point where we started asking questions. We're like, okay, is there a better way to do this? Like, why can we get outside the house more? And then I had a good friend who started traveling several years before us. And I kind of thought it was cool, but it never really, it was one of those things like, oh, you can travel full time? Like, that's actually like an option. And Ashley really, really liked that idea, and she wanted to go like immediately, and it took me a little bit of convincing. But that was part of it, was just the house maintenance. A big part of it was the kids. Even though we were homeschooling them and we got to spend a lot of time with them, we wanted to do that in different ways. We wanted them to be able to experience and see all the cool things,
that we were learning about.
That we were learning about in school. Yeah. And I think even though we already were, together most of the time, this living even smaller sort of even forces us to be closer, which we like, because they're only going to be little for so long. So.
Yeah, when we left, Adelaide was 9. Yeah. And I was just like, this is like half of her life. I only have 9 more years with her, like 9 more summers. It's so sad. So it was a big part of, most of it was all the kids. Like, we just really wanted to make the most of our time with them and see, like, them, seeing all these new things for the first time. And, well, us too, but, like, it's different when you watch your kids do the Grand Canyon for the first time, or see, like, climb their first mountain. And it's really neat.
I can imagine. I mean, just the joy that you guys experience, but then also having that be magnified when you're looking at your kids experiencing it, and that sense of awe and wonder is probably just an amazing feeling to see that for them.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and we wanted them to not just experience these things, but to learn in different ways. Learn how to talk to people they never met before, or how to figure out where to go when we get lost on a trail, or just things that they wouldn't have learned sitting at home. Things you learn out in the real world, so to speak. So we figure the more opportunities we give them to learn in different ways, the better.
So how old are you guys' kids right now?